brambleberry crisp, salty caramel, pistachio and honey. Is your mouth watering yet?
Can I try the goat cheese with red cherries?
Jeni's Splendid Ice Cream, with its trademark orange and white pint container, is known for its artisanal ingredients and its very unique flavor combinations.
I want that one. That is awesome.
It's a brand built on quality, and it's changing the way we think about American ice cream. And it's not cheap. At about $10 a pint, you pay a premium if you want to experience the distinctive taste of Jeni's.
We believe if we are making the world's greatest ice cream, people will find us. Our North Star has to be making the world's greatest ice cream.
Jeni Brittenbauer has dedicated more than half her life to perfecting the art of making ice cream. Her obsession started when she was a kid, but it wasn't until college when the free-spirited, pink-haired art student dropped out of school to open a scoop shop did she realize it was a calling.
It's delicious, and I have to decide, you know what I mean? But I feel like the watermelon is like what I want. I started my first ice cream business when I was 22, and I'm turning 44 this year. So it's really, at this point, so much a part of me. It's the lens through which I read and understand the world, and it's probably a part of my, molecular makeup at this point.
After years of building the business with just a few employees, the Columbus, Ohio-based brand needed help with growth. That's when Jeni turned to her old friend John Lowe. At the time, he had a big job at GE.
I said, well, I love you guys, and that sounds awesome and wholesome, and I'd love to do it, but I don't think you need a CEO for a four-shop ice cream company. And they said, no, you know us. We're kind of artists, and we've created something amazing, and we need somebody to help us grow it.
Under his guidance, the company grew steadily, turning Jeni's Splendid Ice Cream into a national brand, with a big business in their scoop shops, healthy online sales, and retail distribution to high-end supermarkets. Then, everything came to a grinding halt when a crisis hit that threatened everything the company stood for.
We were informed that 1 pint of our ice cream in Lincoln, Nebraska tested positive for Listeria. That moment, lives on in my memory as the sort of before and after moment for me. I think of there's stress and then there's crisis. And crisis is when there is a before and after. You go forward in a whole different way than you were before.
The news was devastating. Food contaminated with Listeria could kill someone. With Jeni's name on each and every pint, the problem struck directly at the heart of this business, built on a reputation for being the best.
We decided to pull all of our ice cream, not just that lot, not just that flavor, but everything, and shut down our scoop shops. We couldn't fathom the idea that somebody could walk into our scoop shop the next day and be injured. And fortunately, we got through that with no one suffering any serious injury. We overreacted, some would say. We thought it was the only way we were going to sleep that night.
John and Jeni decided the only way forward was to fully tackle the problem and do it with complete transparency. It was a costly decision, but they felt it was necessary if the business was going to survive.
We had absolutely no idea how much money it would cost us. The fact of the matter is it cost us millions, but there wasn't an alternative. I was saying to Jeni at the time, I don't know if this means bankruptcy. Frankly, I can't see a path that we get through this without bankruptcy. And we're very fortunate. We threaded the needle multiple times to find financing and find backers to keep us afloat during that time.
With the very survival of the company in the balance, they relied heavily on what Jeni calls talent, hustle, and guts. Qualities they always look for in their employees and partners, but never expected would be tested like this.
You want to say you got talent, hustle, and guts. You want to tell that to the world, but you don't really know until you prove it, right? Well, this was our proving it moment, and we really came together and figured it out.
The crisis management started with their suppliers. Like the employees, they had to have the same level of talent, hustle, and guts to ride out this storm. Mike Hirsch of Hirsch Fruit Farms has worked with Jeni's for almost 10 years. He's had a long-standing arrangement to grow the berries, many of which go into Jeni's Brambleberry Crisp ice cream. When the news hit, he admits he was nervous.
I'm thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with all these strawberries? What are we going to do in blackberry season, raspberry season? What's going to happen? And they were in constant contact with me about the steps that were being taken. They assured me immediately, don't worry, we're still committed to. You don't worry. And that was within the first 7 days. They had put my questions to rest. They were taking the steps. They were going to get through this, and I was going to stick with them. And we're in it for the long haul, and here we are.
With the support of their suppliers shored up, the next step was taking a hard look at all of their production and processes to figure out what happened. With so many local ingredients, from farm fresh milk to blackberries to whiskey, it meant really looking at how they brought those items in and what they did with them in the kitchen.
And then we started testing and realizing that, okay, it came from our kitchen, we need to figure that out. And listeria, by the way, is everywhere. It's in the dirt that's on the strawberries, and we're bringing entire fields of strawberries into our kitchen. It's in the air, it's airborne. It surrounds us constantly, but it's very dangerous, of course, if it gets into food. And so you don't want that to happen. And of course, we were doing everything we believed we knew how to do before, and it still got in there. So we changed everything. We changed everything we do, and we did it, I believe, in record time.
They also hired a former food safety expert from Ben & Jerry's to oversee their production. And they decided to do something unprecedented in the industry. Test every single batch of ice cream before it went out to be certain it never happened again.
It's created a sleeker organization that's ready to go forward in a way that I don't think we ever would have really been able to do had we not had this.
It has enabled us to sort of take advantage of the crisis and think about the way we operate as a company, and we've come out of it stronger in many ways.